Hello YouTube and welcome back to part 2 of How to Rooves. And we're on the P world, P spawn. I've been doing this and I've recorded this video before and I don't know where I've put the footage. I think I might have deleted it. So I'm re-recording it. I've already recorded part 3, just went to upload this and the footage is gone, so need to redo it. So we've got some nice shapes going on here and we're going to be using these basic shapes. Since I needed an extra house here, I decided to do it on this world instead of just on a P world. So the first thing we want to do is take this. This is okay. Hang on a minute. I've made this 5 wide. It needs to be 7 wide. Be happy. All right, so I'm back. Sorry about that. So now we have our shape and our house that we want. We can start talking about the shape of the roof. I don't know why I've done this by 2. I always do it by 3. So we'll build that up an extra block. Now, what I want to do with this roof is I want to have a really sharp, pointy roof, like we have in some of the designs over here. So what I'm going to do is just bring it in by a block, and by a block again on each side. I'm actually going to bring this up here. It'll be easier to work with if we bring that up. I'm going to go up by 2 blocks, and then a little peak with 1 or 2. I'm going to leave it at 2 for now, just to see it like this. And we're going to do that, fill in with the snow block. That isn't working for some reason. Here we go. Now it's behaving. So we have this shape going on, and we're going to do the exact same on the other side. Now you always want to do the side pieces first. With the style of building that I'm doing, it's a little bit more awkward because I have this indent. But with your normal conventional buildings that are sort of straight, then you want them to be, you want to do these 2 end pieces first. It will always make it easier if you do these pieces first. So we've got those 2 end pieces done. Just missed off a bit of snow there. And now we can start trying to add some other shapes in to try and make this roof a little bit more interesting instead of just having it straight across the, we want to do another shape here. So I think for this shape, we're going to go for a more sort of rounded shape. So we're going to start off by going up 2 blocks. So already you can see a difference. Here we went up a block, up 1 block, then up 2. Here it's gone straight into going up 2. Then we're going to go up another 2, and then up 1. And that might look quite steep, but when you get the stir blocks on, it's going to be quite rounded at the top. That's something to bear in mind here as well while you're trying to think of different shapes. Just fill those in. Here, what I'm going to do is something that I like using quite a lot, is by just using the simple A-frame shape, just going up like that, but doing one slightly higher and one slightly lower. And it might not make much of a difference, but when I get the roof on, it will actually look quite nice. Next, we're going to do the same on this side. And I did something really nice with this section here, and I can't quite remember, so I'm just going to go have a look. There's a little sneak preview at episode 3. We'll just go around the back. So you can see here, I actually did this full episode. So it was 221. Okay. So just go back to the P spawn. Back to our house over here. So what I did for this, I did the smaller one of these A-frames, and then I went up by 2 blocks, and then up by 1 block, and it created this really nice shape with the roof on the outside. And I think for this, I'm just going to copy that side over there. Just go up 2 blocks, up 1. Thought it looked a little odd then. Like that. Does that look okay? Well, yeah, in fact, I'll leave it at this side so I can actually show you an extra shape rather than copying that side over there. So, once we've done that, we're ready for our roof blocks. Now, I'm going to just use some cyan. No, we'll go for grey stained clay. And I'll mix up both of them anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. So I'm going to place these clay blocks on all of the logs. So if they're too high, you're going to place sort of 2 high clay blocks on top, and just go around for now just over the top of the roofs. Just make it really simple. There we go, so we're done now. The next thing that I want to start to do is add the overhang, because that's what's really going to give shape to the roof, and we can really start to see these angles coming together. So I also want a spruce slab and spruce stairs, and this is what we did in episode 1, so this isn't anything new. This is quite simple, quite basic, just putting in our overhangs like this. I'm going to leave that till the end because that's quite a different sort of area. And put that there, and okay, so I've got an interesting shape. So what I'm going to do is just raise this up, and it'll just make it easier for me in the long run. This, and it makes it a more conventional shape on the inside, so that'll be nicer as well. And we can just keep going round, putting these in. And that might make this shape not as nice, not as different, but we'll see. So we're going to put these in like this. Why is that different? That's meant to be too high. Knew it looked a little odd. Do that there. I'm just going to go around and put all the stair blocks and then do all the full blocks as well. Right. Sorry about getting distracted, guys. It's hard to try and build something when you built it a long time ago. So we're going to put a block there and just join this like this, so it wraps around. Placing the blocks like that. And same here. Ooh, this is where it's going to get interesting. Like that. Up there. So on the underside of your overhangs, remember to have your stair blocks. When we get to a section like this, what I'm going to do is place a stair block and then a stair block like that. And I just think it looks really interesting. Another thing we could do actually is place that stair block there and then place a slab like that. I mean, it's nicely framed for that building. It's sort of the same here, but I'm not too sure if I like it just because this is sort of off center of this pillar and it's a little bit annoying. What I'm going to do is just go back to that. There you go. Then we're going to want to have stair block, stair block, stair block. Put my log back in. Stair block, stair block, stair block. Stair blocks wrap around here. You can put these shapes in now. Like this. And this is just a case of sort of going over and over the same sort of things again and again. I mean, once you've sort of got the basics down, it does become quite tedious because it is just the same thing really. Just placing the stair blocks, especially when you do the same shapes quite a lot. I mean, I've got quite a lot of different shapes in this build, but because I've used these shapes a lot, you know, it's sort of just same old for me when I'm going through, so I might miss bits. But as you can see now, we've got this really nice pointed, exaggerated, steep curve, and then over here we've got sort of a more rounded one. I mean, it does go up quite steep, but then sort of keels off at the top. We've got our basic A-frame shapes. This is the really steep one again. Just need to fix all of the overhang stuff there. So this is going over stuff that we've done in the last episode, so I'm sorry about that, but it sort of needs to be done because things are quite different. The shapes are different, so we sort of need to go over those basic ones. Now this is really interesting because it starts quite steep, but then it goes into this basic A-frame shape. I'll just show you guys like this, and yeah, you get a really nice, interesting shape. It sort of goes up, and then the A-frame, it's quite raised, and it looks quite interesting, or at least I think it looks quite interesting anyway. I'm going to place stair block facing that way and that way. Same here. God, I'm placing blocks everywhere. And we can just cover those up like that. So I really like this side. It's, you know, you've got normal A-frame, normal A-frame. How's that? Okay, so I'm just going to do this. Oh, yeah. Now I know why this side of the roof isn't making any sense. That's how it was meant to look. Put a stair block there, 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 like that. Clay block there, there. Yeah, this looks more like it. So you can see we've got these 3 different shapes on that side. Okay, so now I'm done with the overhangs. I can actually start to join the roofs up. And joining the roofs up is really, really simple. I mean, you've got different shapes and it looks quite complicated. But we'll start off with the baby steps. And you're going to start with the long side. So by that I mean, you know, this is the longest side of the house. So I call this the long side, because that side's the longest. I know it doesn't make sense, but just, yeah. So you're always going to bring out these sides like this, and just bring them out until they meet up with these sections. Like that's just met up there. If you add another block, that meets up there. Just bring all that across, and just keep doing it. And you know, when this block disappears, just carry on that, bringing out just like this. And again there. And we'll actually leave it when it gets to here because it's a little bit different. But that's because of the stagger on this type of building. So we're just going to do the exact same over on this side. These should be actually fine just to bring most of the way across at least. And bring that across to there. Is that right? Are we going to have... That's not right. Didn't think that was right. And bring this across. And the top bit across. This all should be fine for now. We'll be over here. So that's sort of this height, so that's going to go all the way across to there. And now you can start to get these sides to meet up with the respective bits of roof. And you do get some weird shapes, you do get some interesting shapes, and you do get some flat shapes, but part 3 of this little series on how to is really going to show you how to liven up these flat bits of roof just by adding sort of bulges and sagging the main bit of the roof and randomization with stair blocks and stuff like that. So again, we're going to do the same here. Just bring it all out, and we're going to see what it looks like when it joins up there. It might not be okay, it might not look too bad, but then it also might look completely awful. Just depends with these sort of buildings. Sometimes they work themselves out, sometimes they look a bit odd. And I think this is going to be one of those ones that sort of works itself out. You know, we've got a weird shape here, but that's okay. Bring this across. I'm actually going to bring that through, just because it'll make a bit more sense. And again, just keep bringing these lines across and joining them up to the other bits of roof when and where they join up. So, like here, here, bring that in to there. This roof can carry on going across there, that can meet up there, that can go there, and bring those up. And there you go, that's sort of the basic way to do the roofs, join them all up with interesting shapes, and it makes the building instantly a lot more interesting. You also have a lot more interior space, and yeah. So don't forget to watch part 3 where I'll show you how to really make this look interesting, and I'll just warp over there to give you a little sneak peek. Okay, so here we are again on the P World, and we're looking at a little sneak peek of the next video where I've done a sag in the centre of the roof. I've got a bulge on each of these little individual pieces, and using stairs to sort of make it messy and a lot more interesting. Also, just to end this video, crop growth. Crop growth has finally been turned off. We can make really cool farms, although at the moment it has sort of disabled bone meal. Sad face. We're working on it, but you won't be able to use bone meal for the time being. Probably by the time this video gets uploaded, it'll be sorted anyway, so smiley faces doesn't really matter. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Say hello, Dakar.